Hi guys, how are you? Thank you so much for coming and being here tonight and listening to Ditz that she tells her story, and it means the world to her and it means the world to me that you support her and myself. Before I get started, I do want to ask that you get to the question that you refrain from asking questions until after she finishes her story, and then I will ask if she has anything to ask or say to her, then that will be the time that we'll get to those. Um, I'm gonna say hello to everybody and then I will bring her on. And let's see. All right. Lee takes the trash and recycles out, puts out a variety of finger foods and snacks, soft drinks, and various waters on the table. Put some Oreo cookies and milk with light, dark, and milk chocolate fountains, pretzels, marshmallows, and fruit. Welcome to Diamond Painting with NND Tammy. Help yourself, come on in, grab a snack, and hit the like button on the way to your seat. Hey Rich, how are you? Hi Mel, what's happening? And Lee, oh, I said hi to Lee, but hi Lee. Cindy, how are you today, Cindy? And Holiday, is that it? Holiday. Remind me who you are because you told me this the last time. I'm very sorry. I'm glad you're here. And who's ready for some day night tomorrow? That would be me. Yes, I'm always ready. I always lose that I love it. Hi, Tatty. Hi, Miss Jenny and Mia, Tracy. Thank you for coming. As always, I love seeing you here. Well, who is that? I do believe that's Miss KK. What's up? Hi, my angel. How are you? Hi, Amy. Courtney. Thank you, Dad. Hi, Eve. How are you? And Melanie. Hi. Nice to see you here. And Miss Jaylee Lee, let's see into today. Michelle. And let's see. I'm getting on down there. Brittany and Tiff. How are you today, Tiff? What's happening? I'm Kathleen. I think I have them all so far. So I want to thank you guys again for being here. And Tiff, if you're ready, I'm gonna bring you on. Okie dokie.
Hi, guys. So, just so you know, there is some trigger warnings in my story. I do talk about it through my membership. And I'm going to try not to go into too much detail, but I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of the rundown and things that have helped me overcome some of the challenges that I've faced in my life and some things that I've not overcome. We actually talked about that in therapy today, about there are certain things that I need to stop doing. So I have discussed a little bit on my channel that I am a childhood abuse survivor. My mother was an alcoholic and a drug addict, and she was physically and mentally abusive. And it is something that has been passed down because her mom was physically and mentally abusive to her, to the point to where my oldest uncle actually ended his own life when he was 12 years old to get away from the abuse. And my grandmother's mother was an alcoholic and abusive to her also. So it is definitely generational. I unfortunately come from a whole family of alcoholism and drug addiction. Unfortunately, there was also a lot of pedophilia. There was a lot of incest. And my mother was not just abusive to me also. She would hurt animals and make me help her do it. When I was very, very young, I did not, I'm actually very fortunate in the fact that because of my mom's drug addiction and alcoholism and mental stability, she did not actually have me very often. I was in foster care. My grandmother helped raise me. I spent 3 years in juvenile detention when I was younger, and in mental hospitals when I was younger. And I finally left home after I got out of my last mental institution. And I left home and I was homeless and hitchhiking all over the place and just kind of meeting new people and couch surfing and making a lot of really, really poor decisions. I started doing drugs. I was drinking a lot. I was extremely promiscuous. I was hurting my friends. I was using people. And yeah, I spent a good year and a half just kind of on the road, and quite honestly, just taking anything that I could, taking advantage of people. And then I found out I was pregnant, and I had, like I said, been making poor life decisions. I didn't get a pregnancy test because I thought that I was not having my menstrual on a regular basis because of the fact that I was doing so many drugs, and I was down to 85 pounds, and I wasn't, of course, eating. And so I was almost 4 months along when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And when I found out, I got a really hard kick in the pants. I was devastated. I told my doctor that I had been doing drugs, that I had been drinking, that I wasn't taking good care of myself, and they did ultrasounds to make sure that I hadn't damaged her. And she came out fine, but it really changed my life perspective because I realized that I was already as bad of a mother as my mother was, and I hadn't even given birth to her yet. And I felt like a failure, that I had already broken her. So I was still homeless, and my first husband offered to marry me, even though he knew he was not my daughter's biological father, to give us a home. And even though I didn't love him, and he knew that, and he knew he wasn't the father, I didn't have anybody else. I didn't have a support system. So I said yes. and we got married, and then he joined the Army, and we've only seen each other a few times since then. And I took really good care of myself when I was pregnant with my daughter. I quit smoking. I started eating healthy. I took all of my medications. I made it to all of my appointments. And when I had her, I just knew that I was going to give everything that I could to her, that I was going to protect her and love her unconditionally, to the point to where when I actually gave birth, my aunt and my biological mother were the only ones that were in the birthing room with me, and the doctor automatically started handing the scissors to Sharon to cut the umbilical cord, and the thought of her separating me from my daughter was just so primal. I sat up and screamed no, that I didn't want her cutting the cord. And then, of course, my mother didn't love me. She didn't like me very much either. And I think she thought of my daughter as a way to raise a good kid, somebody that was worth it. So she started really trying to take over. And she even took my daughter down and got her ears pierced when she knew I didn't want my daughter to get her ears pierced. And then we got in a big fight and she left. And she hadn't really let me have any time with Boo. And Boo was 2 weeks old and she was colicky and I was 16 years old. And it was just me and her. And she would not stop screaming. I was so tired. I felt like she hated me. And once again, I just felt like I was failing at everything in life. And that maybe I wasn't out to be a good mom, no matter how much I loved her. And I didn't know it at the time, but I had postpartum depression. And I made a horrible mistake. I went to my ex-husband's mother and asked her if she could take her, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was a bad mom. I was failing her, and I went back to drugs and started doing drugs for a little while. And then Sharon went to visit Boo, and she had taken her from my mother-in-law's, and I couldn't find them. She had kidnapped her and said that she didn't have her. She swore up and down she didn't have her. My Mark's mom was saying that she didn't have her. I didn't know where she was. Everybody's saying I don't have her. So I called the police, and the police showed up, and she had put Boo in a closet in her trailer and piled blankets on top of her when we were looking for her. And I got her back, and I actually, I called an old boyfriend. It was somebody that I was dating when I was 12. I was 17 now. And I told him, I can't do this. I need to find a better way to live my life. And he was also 17, and him and his family let me move in with them. And I stopped doing drugs. And his mom was showing me how to do the bottles, how to change diapers, how to soothe her. And so I lived with them for a little while. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and me and Boo were homeless again. And I felt like I didn't really have any other choice but to go to Georgia and live with my first husband. So we went there. And that was a disaster right from the get-go. So my grandma died, and we flew back up here. And when she passed, me and my grandmother were exceedingly close. And when she passed, it devastated me. So I told Mark I couldn't go back with her. I just, I know a lot of people believe in higher powers, and my grandmother has always been kind of like my true north. It's like, if she would be proud of me, then I know I'm doing okay. But it's kind of how I live my life. If my grandma's proud of me, I'm doing okay. And I felt like she wouldn't be proud of me. I was just taking all the easy ways out. I was looking for somebody else to take care of me and my daughter. And so I told him I wasn't going back to Georgia with him, and we were homeless again. But a friend of mine said that we could stay with them, and she was an amazing human. She let us move in with her. I got a job at Taco Bell, and she really showed me a mother's love, that unconditional kind of love. And their whole family just kind of took me underneath their wing, and I felt like for the first time Destiny was like 8 months old, and I was finally actually like really connecting with her and not constantly feeling like a failure, because no matter what I did with her, I just had that over my head that I was failing her. And I was so desperate to not fail her. So we lived with them for about 4 years, and I worked, and I met Paul, and Paul's and my relationship was very weird. I had reached a point where it was like I really wanted to stand on my own 2 feet. I wanted to provide for me and my daughter. I wanted to find the strength to take care of us both and not need anybody else, just to have that strength to where I could protect her from anything and everything in the world. And so Paul and I were dating, but I refused to let it be a serious relationship. I was dating other people. I was very vocal with him about what I was capable of at that time and what I wasn't capable of at that time. And he was the first person that saw my flaws, saw that I wasn't ready for commitment, saw that I was afraid of love because in my life, love hurt. He saw that I didn't want to be owned by anybody, that I didn't want to be responsible for anybody else besides me and my daughter. And he just stuck around through it all. And it took years. Even after I agreed to marry him, I told him, it's like, well, if a marriage certificate's important to you, then we can do it. But I'm not going to be a caged animal. I'm still going to date who I want. I'm still going to do what I want. And if that's okay with you, then we can get married. And he said that I support you through all your needs. And eventually I realized that no matter how much I pushed and no matter how much I tried to make him stop loving me, because I didn't feel like I deserved it, that he was not going anywhere. And that he loved me for all of me, for my faults, through all of it. No matter what I did, he just loved me exactly how I was. And he didn't want to change me. He didn't see my faults as something that needed to be fixed or something that needed to change. It was just a part of who I was. And he loved those parts too, which is pretty freaking remarkable. And eventually I accepted his love, and our relationship since then has been very good, very joyful. We have definitely our problems. Paul checked out a lot during our marriage because he had a lot of responsibilities and didn't know how to handle that. But he and my children healed me. They taught me what love was. And I had always been very serious as a child, very serious and very grown up. And like the thing goes, I used laughter when I was younger as a defense mechanism. If I was sweet and I was charming and I was good and I told jokes and I made people laugh, then they wouldn't hurt me. You know, it's not very often that somebody is like laughing at something cute or funny that you said and they'll hit you. And my whole life, that's kind of how I felt. I was very responsible for Sharon's upkeep. And that is something that I have brought into my adulthood that I really still struggle with. It was my job to make sure Sharon was happy. It was my job to try to pull her off of people or pull people off of her when she got into bar fights. It was my job when she would get mad and we would take off in the middle of the night hitchhiking to God knows wherever, and she would pass out in a ditch. It was my job to make sure that she wasn't getting hit by cars, and I would have to stay up at night to make sure the animals wouldn't get us. And it was my job to keep her happy. It was always my job to take care of everybody, no matter what it did to me. And as I got older, I can't, we talked about that in therapy today, I still put everybody above myself. Everybody is worth more. Everybody deserves more love. Everybody comes before me, and I will let you stand on me to lift yourself higher. Because in my mind, you're worth more. You know, and I really struggle with that. Like even a complete stranger, it's like, oh, they're going to get hit by a car. Well, they're worth more than me. So I'm going to shove them aside and I'm going to stand in front of the car. And that's good to an extent, but I take it too far. So I need to learn how to do that. But then, even though I'm still struggling with that, the one thing that I have found is I used to have so much anger inside all the time. I was so angry. And I had so much responsibility, and I didn't smile and I didn't laugh because I was too busy making sure stuff got done. And the older I got and the more I broke free of Sharon and all the rest of my family, because I didn't want Sharon to hurt her, but in my family, it was my aunts and uncles that were touching the kids, and I didn't want my daughter to get touched. And it was my aunts and uncles that were shooting the heroin in you for the first time at 12 years old, and I didn't want that for her either. So I cut off all contact with my family. And I got a little happier. And I got a little playful, and I liked that. I liked having joy, and I liked jokes, not the defensive jokes, but just like the true, I'm happy and I want to be silly kind of stuff, because it's different. And I started letting myself, I guess, kind of grow into the person that I think I was always supposed to be. I don't think I was always supposed to be so responsible or so serious or so angry. I think it was life circumstances that made me that way from a very young child, because as an adult and as I've let go of more and more of my baggage and I feel lighter and I feel freer, I do. I'm not a negative Nancy. I'm not, I don't look at the glass as half empty. I always try to find the good things in life. And to celebrate those and to celebrate anything. And the more I laugh, I feel like the more I heal. The more I let go of things, the more I heal. The more friends that I make, and the more I talk about this, I heal. It's hard though, because I know there are other people who have had the same kind of situations that I've had with all of this. And I do still have my dark moments. It's hard. I have a really hard time at the end of April or the beginning of May. I have nightmares because my aunt they found her body around that time of the year, and we don't know how long she was out there, and I have really bad nightmares about that. But I wake up the next morning, and instead of living in that, I just look at how much I've changed my life. My kids were never touched inappropriately. My children have laughter and love in their life. My children are, they are secure in their mother's love. Like, a lot of people know that, me and my daughter are estranged, but there's no anger, there's no ill will there. She had to do what was best for her family, and I understand that. But she knows I love her. She knows that she could call me, and I would fly 1,000,000 miles to save her. But yeah, all I can say is it was honestly, I know it's so much. It's so much when you are just bogged down by all this stuff. And if you can just learn to maybe not take everything so seriously. Some things are serious, but you can find joy in anything, even the bad stuff. Because I can tell you this, if I had not been raised the way I was raised, I don't think I would have been as good of a mom to my kids, because I knew exactly what not to do. I knew exactly what not to do when it came to my children. It's been hard, but worth it. I loved my family. I missed my family for years and years and years. And because I had to cut out my mom when she passed and we hadn't talked in 20 years, I had to deal with that guilt of abandoning the one person I was supposed to take care of. Because old wounds, it's my fault she died. If I was there to take care of her, then this wouldn't have happened. Oh, hard to break out of that, but I'm trying. And I was afraid of people. I let Paul in, but I've always been afraid of letting other people in to me, to see me, and to open up, to put my heart out there, because I couldn't handle having it broke. And I always just felt that's something I really struggle with. And it's not that I have low self-esteem. I'm smart. I know I'm very smart. I know that there are certain things that I excel at. I'm really good at some things. It's just my general self-worth that I really, really struggle with still to this day. But I've told Tammy and everybody else, it is amazing how much this community has helped me. There are some people, Tammy and Rich and Jenny and Shay, Paul has healed me to the point to where they have my heart. I hope they don't break it, but they have it. And that's a scary thing for me, putting myself out there. So I know some of you guys have probably had experiences like this, and I don't want pity. I hate pity. Because I promise you, I put my big girl panties on and strengthened up and did everything I could to protect my kids. And I became quite the little mama bear. And I hope that any of you guys that have maybe even had a little bit of this happen, or some of it, that it will make you guys feel maybe not quite so alone in the world. Because I know that for me, my family, when you talk about the kind of family that I have, people look at you weird. And I feel a lot of guilt for things that I've never done. And I feel a lot of freaking shame. I cannot describe the shame that I feel knowing things that my family has done. Like, it reflects on me. Like, and I kind of sometimes worry if maybe just that evil DNA is somewhere inside of me, you know? And maybe it hasn't come out yet, but maybe it's somewhere hiding there. And one day it's just gonna all bubble out. But you're not alone. And I don't want you to feel as alone as I always have in my life. So if I helped anybody, excellent. If I traumatized anybody, I'm sorry. I think that's a good sum up. I think, Tammy.
Yeah. I think you're one of the most, how can I say this? One of my favorite people in the entire world. You really
Thank
are.
you.
And I mean, I don't just say that because of what you've been through. I say that because of who you are. You know, because most people that have been through what you've been through would not give a crap about anybody else. And you do. You think of other people for yourself. And I mean, guys, I can remember the first time I really thought to it. You know, I thought to her, I think I've said this before. I said hi, how are you in the Discord before, but I never really talked to her one on one. And I knew right from the get go that she was just a beautiful soul. That's just how I put her, that's how I described her. You can ask her. That's the thing I told her that night when we talked one on one. I said, you're a beautiful soul. I said it from the start. I hadn't been in a live. It was a Monday, and there were like 3 lives that day. I hadn't been in any. And when she didn't see me on Kara's live, she knew then something was not right. And she was right. I was having probably one of the worst days I'd had in a very, very long time. And she texted me and she said, you're not been alive. I want to know why. She said, I need to call you. I said, okay. And we talked 3, 4 hours. And there grew a beautiful friendship. And that's the kind of person she is. And then over time, I got to learn a little bit about her each time we talked. And I knew a lot of the most of, well, all of what she told you. And I know some more stuff that are very personal and not my story to tell or anybody else's. And everything that I know only makes me love her that much more. And she's like me. She doesn't do pity. We don't do that.
Mm-mm.
That's not us. In fact, if that's all you're about, then we don't have any room for pity in our lives. It's not who we are. And
No.
she's a prime example of why I do these lives. Recovered. Right here. It's right here. And I've always said each moment, each decision we make in life leads us to the very spot that we are right now. And it's horrific that the things that Ditz went through, it brought her to this place now. And now look at what she had. She had so many friends. She doesn't know who to talk to first, you know?
Now
She,
I just have to hope that I don't become so afraid I blow it up, because sometimes I get scared of people. And so I run. I'm a runner. I've discussed it with my therapist. I've discussed it with Paul. I've discussed it with some of you guys. It's like I've always been kind of afraid that if somebody sees who I really am, that they'll realize what a horrible person I am. And before people can find out that I'm bad, I usually run in the other direction.
You told me this once, and I told her, I said, well, I'm sorry, but you're kind of stuck with me. I mean, I'm stuck, so she can't get rid of me. And I don't think you're getting rid of any of it. Now, Ditz had her days. She likes to do that herself, and she needs those days. And I respect that. You know, people need her time. And so when I call her and she'll say, I'm not having a good day, I can't talk, I know that's not directed at me. That's just what she needs. And I wish some people would, I wish more people would just take people time like that. And I know we all want to do that for our loved ones, and they're not sitting down, but sometimes the best thing we can do is to do nothing. And so
I don't have very many dark days, but when I do have my dark days, I'm not a very pleasant person to be around, and I don't want to let my darkness and my ugliness hurt somebody that I care about because I'm not in my right frame of mind.
And I respect that, you know, and we all are. And I know the first time she ever told me that, she actually worried she was going to hurt my feelings. I said, don't worry about that. I did it. I'm going to go. When you can talk again, you let me know. A couple days later, it was fine. And so we started talking about her YouTube channel. And I asked her why she wanted to start it. And I did. I'm going to let you tell them why did you want to start your YouTube channel?
Well, the truth is, I didn't really want to start a YouTube channel. My husband wanted me to start a YouTube channel, and we were having a really tough time in our marriage, and we went to therapy. And the therapist was trying, because we're so opposite. Paul and I don't really have like jack in common. We have nothing in common. We are polar opposites in everything. And so the therapist was trying to find something that would bring us together. And so Paul brought up, not for the first time, that he thought it would be really cool to start a YouTube channel, filming me doing my crafts, because he loves that I do craft. And I was like, okay, you know what? I get to do my craft thing. He gets to do his tech thing. We can kind of marry him, and we'll see if this helps our marriage. And that's what it was for. It was actually a therapy tool. And people started watching, and it was helping our marriage. We were having so much fun doing it together, planning it out, deciding what to buy. And then we actually had a few more people watching, and then we had a couple more people watching, and then I was having a lot of fun. I was so shocked. I really honestly was like, I don't want to do a YouTube channel. People that are on YouTube stick wasabi in their butts, and I don't want to stick wasabi in my butt. Because I thought YouTube was kind of like the show Jackass. I thought that's what people did on YouTube. And then I started meeting people in the community, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with doing my videos. I fell in love with doing lives. I fell in love with unboxing things, everything about it. I just have fallen madly in love with it. So we sat down, and Paul's like, you know, you have problems working because of the fact that I don't deal well in the real outside world very well. And so he's like, do you want to make a go out of it? And I was like, yeah. And so we put aside some money and said, all right. So I do really well with structure. So we structured it, and I do it, my other stuff, I try to like do things very professionally because that's really healthy for my mental health. And so here we are, and it turns out that we don't necessarily have to put wasabi up our butts, but we do have to eat hot sauce. We have to eat dead fish jelly beans, and I guess Shay is going to put some wasabi up my butt. So, but at this point, I'm having so much fun with all of you guys and so much fun with my YouTube channel that I would totally take some wasabi up my butt for you all now. That's love.
But I'm pretty sure we did that for you. I think. No, I would. I think.
Shay would put the wasabi up my
butt. But yeah, that's what Shay did. She wants to know she can do that.
I didn't know there was like tutorial stuff on YouTube because I never sat down and actually watched YouTube. And I wasn't really on Facebook, and I had zero presence in social media before I started my channel.
Mm-hmm. You didn't watch it at all? Wow.
No.
I didn't watch it at all.
I thought YouTube was people like doing dumb things. And so I'm like, so I can watch Sam and Dean Winchester, Supernatural, hello, or I can watch people do dumb things. And so I watched Sam and Dean. I watched Supernatural and Gilmore Girls.
That's totally healthier. I didn't watch YouTube a lot either. I did watch TikTok a little bit. In fact, I started out on TikTok. I didn't last long on there. The community isn't there, and it's just not my thing. But I'm a natural. You know that, right? You're a natural, and people gravitate towards you.
It's scary.
What? No.
I'm like the opposite of most people. Like most people get really excited when like they put out a video and their subscriber base goes really high. When my subscriber base goes really high, I call Jenny and Shay, and I'm like, I don't like it. Make it stop. It's scaring me.
First time she got her notice in YouTube, she told me, and she said, I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, wait, what? She said, I'm gonna quit. I said, no, you're not. She said, I think handle it. And I'm like, God, you're fine, dear. You're fine. But I did it. I mean, that's how I was. I mean, I have all these people wanting to talk to me and wanting to spend time with me. And that, I haven't had that in a very long time. And I'm afraid I'm going to let people down somehow. I really am. And so,
it just feels weird to succeed at anything. I think, because like I said, I still struggle with things. So when I succeed, I kind of want to pour gasoline on it and let it fire. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are probably like that. You're like, oh my goodness, everything in my life is going so well. Huh. Where's an M80?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, destroyed it before it destroyed you, more or less, is what I always thought.
Yeah.
You taught me a whole lot about how to run a YouTube channel. And Ditz very good advice, guys. And she really does. No matter what it is, she sits down, she listens to you. She doesn't speak until you're finished. And when I started my channel, the first thing she said, and I take this to heart, treat this as your business, because essentially it is. And so,
Well, I tell different people advice because some people just want to throw stuff out there every once in a while and they just want to play. But I needed something I needed a goal so badly because I just sat at home all day doing nothing. And so I really needed a goal. And Paul and I thought this would be perfect. I don't have to leave the house to do it. And so we set goals for me to meet. And so for me, if you're goal oriented and you want your YouTube channel to grow, then yes, you need to treat it as a business. But if you just want to like do little pop-ups every once in a while, then you know what? Just do what brings you joy.
so you and like you said, you sit home a lot, and you didn't do a lot. Now you're so busy, but you don't like to leave home a lot. Is that right? You like me.
I
Is
have
jealous?
an anxiety disorder, and I'm always scared that I am going to have a public place and I'm going to get stuck and not be able to drive myself home. So that is where my mild agoraphobia comes from. It is not like an actual agoraphobia so much as a side effect of the anxiety disorder.
So when you do go out, once you get out, are you okay in being out, or do you have a certain time that you need to be home, or does
No,
it?
and as long as I'm out with somebody, I'm usually pretty good because then I don't get that I'm stuck. You know, it's when I try to leave the house by myself, I'm always scared that I'm going to get stuck in the middle of a panic attack and I'm not going to be able to drive home. I'm going to have to call Paul, and what if Paul is out of town? You know, and then he has to drive 5 hours just to come get me from freaking Walmart. That's hard. That's why I don't want to leave my house.
So does the YouTube help you with your anxiety at all, and or I'm guessing it gives you something to focus your energy on, so that you're not so anxious all the time?
It does. Diamond painting helps my anxiety.
That was my next question. How did you discover it?
I bought a kit back in 2017, and I've always been very crafty, and I have a lot of crafts, so it kind of got tossed off to the side because it was a gift. And then I kept looking at it, and I was like, and then I did a lot of Legos, and I just finished a Lego piece, and I was out of Legos, and I was kind of looking through my craft stuff, and I'm like, paint by number, coloring books. I could sew something. I could do this. I could do that. And then I saw the diamond painting. I'm like, I've had this for years. I was like, this looks stupid. I'll give it a try and see what I think. And Paul came home that night, and I'm curled up at my crafting desk, and he comes in. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I need more of these, please. I need to buy some more tonight. That way, when I'm done, I have more already here because I need more. And then I was like, and then I need this at an angle. It's hurting my neck. And then I need this. And before I even knew there was accessories out there, I was like naming all the things that it would be really cool to find because it would be easy, make it easier. I was just, I was crack monkeyed on it. Hardcore first day.
So, you mentioned Legos. Those are cool. I would love to do those. I don't think I could physically, but you are a really hardcore Lego. I mean, you should see them when she's done that. They're not little things. They're huge. How long does it take you to do a set?
Not long enough. That's why we were so happy to find diamond painting. It only takes me like 2 or 3 days to do like the Lego set, like the $5,000, $8,000 pieces. a day or two.
That amazes me.
$500 a pop when I was like, I need more of these diamond paintings. Paul's like, here's $1,000. You'll have enough for like a year.
Yeah,
He's like, oh,
really.
so much cheaper than Legos. He was very happy.
I didn't realize they were that expensive. Now,
The adult Legos?
yeah, I had no
Yeah.
idea. Well, I would. What you?
Assembly Square.
I'm sorry. What? Jimmy Claire?
Assembly Square?
I don't know if
Well,
have I seen that? I don't think I have. So how
yeah,
many?
it's up there.
Yeah.
I've stopped. I've become too much of a diamond painting addict. I actually have 2 that I still need to buy. But every time I get that money, I'm like, but this is 3 diamond paintings, and these will take me 3 months to do, or I can buy this Lego piece and it'll only take me 2 days to do. And so then I end up buying the diamond pieces instead of my Legos.
So who's your favorite artist?
Actually,
Or do you have more than one? I definitely know
Courtney
one.
Lyons is my favorite artist.
Who?
Courtney Lyons.
Courtney Lyons is your favorite artist? I agree. She had a painting that she drew. She wants to do into a custom. I love it so much that she's another one like you. She so thought that she actually offered to let me use the artwork as a custom. And then I said, no, that's yours. That she is
Yeah.
made an artist died. I don't know if you've ever seen the artwork that she is. Check
Some
her
of my
out.
favorite artists is Ivy Delamore,
Mm-hmm.
Reagan Kubitschek,
Mm-hmm.
Yaslovia Garskova, Daria Kaskarski, and Hannah Lynn, Emma Casey, and Amanda Hicks.
Oh, I love Amanda
My
Hicks.
favorite painting that's come out this year, though, is by Emma Casey.
She is. I don't know. I know that don't connect to me. I'm gonna rectify this. I do not have an in the painting. I want one. I wanted one so that I wanted to see them the dragons. I think, but she had the noplace.com. I want that painting. I would
And
do that for all and all if I had that.
that's where she got me, because I am a sucker for anything with paw prints on it, and it has that beautiful Toto paw print. And as soon as I saw it, I was like ripping out my hair going, a paw print. And then I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram, but she recently drew a fan favorite of kind of like her own spin on the movie Labyrinth. And that is one that like totally made me flip my lid. Paul and I are both huge fans of Labyrinth, and even he was kind of like jumping up and down, squealing, all excited.
I saw that on the Instagram. I'm like, oh man, that's gotta be a diamond painting. I hope they didn't start throwing that out into a diamond painting. I would be all over that in a hot minute. So
Yeah.
you're doing an event, or actually you're doing more than one event. You're doing several this year. So what are you doing recently?
Well, I'm participating in a lot of events. I participated in the Hannah Lynn event. I'm going to be doing the mini event being put on by Kimba and the Crafty Diamond. I am going to be doing the Emma Casey event that is being put on by Sparkling Brittany and Robin. And then I have 2 events that I'm hosting back to back. Me and that crafty little Shay are hosting Regathon. And we are very excited about that. She is going to be on my Tuesday lives. And then I'm hosting Diamonds in the Rough with Kupakai Art. And then I'll be taking part of Mermaids and Magic that Melanie is doing. And then I will be doing the Asian DP along that Adam and Eve are doing. And I'm going to try to see, because in June is also Pride Month. So I'm going to see if I can maybe like slip something Asian and to do Pride, because Pride is like a really big thing with me. And then in July, nobody's making me do nothing. I'm off limits for July, gosh darn it.
No, you're not. It's not birthday. I'm doing something for my birthday, so mark
I'm not
it.
doing events in July.
Oh, okay. No event.
And then I'm doing Oz and Og. And I kind of feel like Shay and I did that together, and that's where we like fell in love. So I'll probably never ask anybody to ever host that with me. That way, you know, if Shay's like, I want to host, it's just always open for her. Or if she's like, give me back my ruby slippers, I can give them to her.
Right.
And then for the rest of the year, I'm going to be a free agent again. No more events for the rest of the year.
No more event. Okay. So sorry on the third. I have a lot of mods, so I don't feel bad asking this to just leave me Ditzy channel and Courtney. We talked about her and the event that Ditz is
Shay and Jenny
at that.
and Adam and Eve.
Well, I wasn't done.
And Melanie.
Shay, Lord, I didn't name them all. Shay, Jenny, Courtney did all the events. Adam Angel, Lee, and Lenore's. Should I just name my needs in here? I'll just put them in at your leisure. That just make sure they're in sleep. So the Rich, I haven't forgotten you. Emma, I tell you what, I go down a rabbit hole when I go on her site and Reagan's. But I there and I looked at the artwork for hours and hours and hours. I love them. I like them as much as I like Hannah and Sarah Mustafa. And Ozzy Delmore is one that I don't have enough of. Christopher, I did not see you sneak in here. He thought the channel 2 died. They're gonna shoot, and they're saying, okay, they're gonna shoot me. You all know what to do. I'm done. But, so,
Diamonds and Doxy is trying to tempt me by saying they're doing an event in September. Depends on your rules. Maybe I can be convinced because I love both of you guys.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I don't know. They're tempting me.
Huh? Why you didn't?
I said I'm not doing any more events after Oz and Og, and then Diamonds and Doxies and Artemis are like, but we're doing something in September, and I'm like, oh, suckers! Now I want to do that one too.
So do you?
Okay, there's no rules.
Do you not?
Okay, I'll do no rules.
Do you not participate? No rules. Do you not participate in drills and chills and junior drill, or do you sorta?
I have the last 2 years, and the very first event I ever did, I thought that was kind of like the norm. And I realized that it doesn't have to be like that, how like their rules are set. And I kind of like started doing my events just so chill. And then I kind of like the just super chill events. So I don't know if I will do any events this year that just have really strict rules.
It will be my first time participating in Diamonds and Rust. I did not think I had a tip last year. I did. I had 3. Didn't know that until almost over. But now are those events? Is that a 1 month event? It is, right?
It is. I thought, that's what I said. I basically just, for my very first event, because I didn't know anybody in the community yet, did not have a single friend. And
Right.
so I just basically copied exactly what they did because that's how I thought all events had to go. And Eve, I thought we had our date in July.
And then we just said, here's the event in September and November. They're gonna get you, just so you know.
Oh,
The dishes that come at you with all these events. And then
I know.
April hosting Junkathon. You know, she's like a dog with a bone. She let nothing go. Nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what she wants. She wants her junkathon, but she can't let go of her bone.
No, that's why I love her. So, I have a question. If you had any advice for anybody that's been through what you've been through, what would you tell them?
I would tell anybody who's been through anything traumatic is please, 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 please do not minimize your pain. Do not minimize your trauma. This is something I did a lot when I was younger. My mother may have tried to choke me to death, but at least she didn't put cigarettes out on me and break my bones. Just admit that you had trauma. Don't make excuses. Don't minimize it. Don't say this happened to me, but just say this happened to me and I survived it. You don't have to minimize your pain or trauma because you think it's smaller than somebody else's, because it's not. Your pain and your traumas are just as important and just as real as anybody's. Do not make yourself small for people.
That's very good advice. And that's very good advice. And I have been guilty of that in the past. I really have. But, you know, you learn to just, that you're important too. That's what I always tell.
Yeah.
You
You don't need to compare your pain to other people's. That's their pain. And it's just as real as yours. But don't try to compare your pain or your traumas. That's ridiculous. Just accept, yeah, theirs is not any more important than yours or any more traumatic.
You took the word right out of my mouth. You know, people will tell me, I don't want to complain about nothing with what you go through. Well, I don't think like that because you're telling that to me. If you just had a minor ache and pain and it's bothering you and it's hurting you and it's dragging you down, then it means something. You know,
Yep.
nobody is about anybody else. And that is the one thing that I hope that I can instill in people. That's the one thing because I'm not any more important than anybody else. And you're not and they're not and nobody is. We're all the same and we all deserve to be loved and recognized.
And growing up with an alcoholic is very traumatizing. It is hurtful, and it is something that does take a lifetime to get over. I'm sorry that you had to experience that.
Yeah. It's sad. And I mean drugs running my family and I've seen what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
Devastating it is. But at the same time it made a lot of those in our family stronger. Not the drug part of how we handle it. Now I did want to ask you you have family that are you in contact with them now?
Since my mother passed, when she passed, I did find out more about what was going on with my family. Like I said, my oldest uncle had opted out of life at 12 to get away from what was going on. Sharon got in a car accident and passed. My grandma had passed a long time ago. When I did get back in contact with my family after my mother had passed, I found out that my uncle was passing. And then the next year, my other uncle passed. My Aunt Lila, unfortunately, never got the chance to put her demons to rest before she had somebody else end her suffering. And then my aunt has been on and off the wagon, is looking at jail time. My only male cousin had become addicted to heroin and was living on the streets. My only female cousin that was left was in federal prison for drugs. My aunt, is the closest in age to me that was more like my sister, is doing very well. And so is her children, because she kind of separated herself also and her kids. So there's not many of us left. And we don't obviously really learn our lessons in my family, except for me and Lisa.
So you have a stepdad too, right?
I have the most amazing stepdaddy in the whole entire world. My daddy does everything better than anybody else's daddy.
Of course, that's how we all feel. But yeah, she really loves her daddy. Let me tell you, she's a daddy girl.
My daddy went through heck for me. Sharon was abusive to him also. She used to beat the crap out of him. She was not faithful to him, and he would have stuck with her until the day I turned 18 to protect me from her. And when she left him and took me away from him, it was devastating. He did everything he could to blackmail her into getting me, because he knew what was going on, but he didn't have any power to stop her. And when she finally took me away, it ruined his life for a lot of years. He started drinking really heavily, started womanizing, and he really died inside for a long time. And he's not even my real daddy. He just loves me that much. So I love him that much.
You know what? Biological, that, I don't think your daddy that then your daddy is their biological. I think that your daddy or your mommy or, you know, if they love you and they take care of you, it doesn't matter if they're biological or not. That means nothing to me. As far as that term means nothing to me.
Oh yeah, my dad was my hero. I was his shadow. When he would come home, because he worked, he was only home on the weekends. So as soon as he came home, I was basically glued to him.
Yeah. Well, you know, he gave his life to you. I mean, he gave everything he could to you. And you can imagine that. Now, I've heard him tell stories. He really is. Now, I did want to ask, I'm not up, went out of my head. So I want to ask. Oh, no, it did not.
Yes, Cindy, it's my stepdaddy that lives in Arizona.
I'm glad you said that. Cindy, popped up. You met Cindy. Have you met any other subscribers or friends? Not subscribers. I don't say subscribers now. I say friends. Have you met any of them in the community?
No, I went up and tried to see April Campbell because I was in the same city as her, but we had like a massive snowstorm when we were up there. So, but I'm going to meet a whole bunch of people in like 3 weeks.
That was my next question. You're going to a retreat. This is your first one, right?
I am. And if I'm not back by March 1st, I'm probably locked in Shay's craft room closet. So you know where to find me.
I know where she lives. I have her address. The thing is, if I went direct to you, I'm not so sure I can say.
Paul says if I'm not back by March 1st, that he'll just come pick me up at the end of the year in time for in time for my birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, now you're having your own retreat, right?
In 2026, yeah.
Wow. When did registration open up that?
I'm slowly starting to work on now that Regathon and Diamonds in the Rough are pretty much like set and going good. Did anybody in the audience have any questions, concerns, or had anything they want to share?
That was my next question. The 1339 Deer Helper top 10. Do you know that man?
I do. He's a dumbass. He fell in love with a crazy girl.
No, I don't believe that. And I had some comments here that I was going to read to you before the end of the live. Angel said the fact that you keep starting for you and your daughter makes you a real strong mom, and you never feel hurt. Life tell you those at that time. So Angel said that, and then Jenny
Thank you, Angel.
Jenny said, "Thank you for your courage and strength to share your story, Ditzy. I love you." Jenny said, "After all you have been through, you have become the most amazing person I've ever had the pleasure of meeting."
Thanks, Cindy. I feel like once I got free and was allowed to be who I am, that I just kind of naturally became maybe who I was supposed to be from the start.
Yeah. I said, no matter what we go through in life, we all become who we are because of it. I mean, sometimes we go through a lot of bad to get to where we are. But we'll get there. Just take time and a lot of heartache, unfortunately. And then Holly said, do you think of it as just talking to us in Discord? We are all here to you and we love you. And then Angel said, call the soulmate. Thank you for teaching Ditzy safe, happy, and reaffirmed.
I tell you, it's amazing. It's so rare that you find a man that just accepts your flaws and he's not like trying to change you. He's just like, I love those too.
He's amazing. He really is a good soul too. That's how I describe him. Jenny said, I won't break it or let go of it. What happened to the screen? I don't know. What's going on with the screen, Dad? Okay. It said, Ditzy, thank you for sharing your story. You are a survivor. I thrive in beautiful spirit. I am proud to call you my friend. Love you. And then Cindy said, just to you, you're amazing, and I know because I met you, and she sent you like a gazillion blue million heart. Yes, a blue million. And then I had 2 more. Angel said it's okay to try and put people away. It's a protected thing. I do it myself, but the real one stays. And then Holly said, until someone had dealt with the anxiety and not wanting to leave your house, they had no idea what you were talking about. I refused to
Mhm.
leave alone and always thought something is wrong with me, and there isn't. Nothing wrong with
Mm-mm.
not at all. I wanted to reach out comment to you. So, add Ditz said, does anybody have any questions or concerns or anything you want to ask her? Because, now's the time. And before I asked, I didn't think that did I tell them to link your event? I think I did. That
You did. They did.
okay. I thought I did, but I had like 1,000 things there I wanted listed. So, and Sarah Ann, I did see you come in, and I wanted to say hi. I didn't. I just did to the talking, so I didn't want to interrupt her. I thank you for being here, Dick. I really do. It meant a lot to me that you would trust me to, you know, let you do this because now most important thing is always making you feel at ease and comfortable, and I hope I did that.
Yeah, you did. And everybody in this community has helped me, honestly, more than any of the therapists. You guys have helped me and accepted me more than anybody else in my whole entire life. And I am willing to go through anything to make anybody else in this community feel loved and accepted.
We love you. And Tracy just said, thank you very much, Ditzy. You're truly incredible, and you are. And we love you and we thank you. And Dickens and myself, there's nothing I will not do for you. Any of my friends, nothing. So if you ever need anything,
I need you to get on a plane March 2026.
I'm going to try my best. I am. I really want to. Oh man, I'm working on it. I really am. I talked to mom about it, so that's a start. And she said, "Where are we going now?" I said, "Oregon." She said, "Oh." I said,
Yes, bingo.
Dingo. Well, I did
Bingo.
tell her that, and she was all for that. She loved Dingo. Loved
Mm-hmm.
Dingo. Loved slot machines. So I think I had that going for me as well. So thank you, Tracy. I try, because that means the world to me when people accept me for who I am, and I did need the, the place to be who I am and to tell my story. And, Travis the first one to let me do that on YouTube to tell my story. And then Lee did, and Lenore. So, and it helped. I don't know about you, but sometimes it helps to tell your story. I want to help people.
It
And
helps after a couple days.
yeah,
I'd had to talk to my therapist. The whole entire marriage therapy session was just about what I was getting ready to do. And
so
yeah,
I hope you feel good about
always
it.
worries about me because usually after I talk about it, I kind of just like curl up in bed for the next day. But
Mm-hmm.
then after that, I usually kind of feel like a brick has been permanently lifted and it's just gone.
Well, I see you. I don't see any bricks in front of you. I see you. And I think that you're slowly over time tearing those down one by one. And I know
I have
that
all
you
these
like,
extra hands that are helping me lift the bricks away. Thanks, guys.
yeah, you're welcome. Anything for you. that I know that you like to be, by yourself after you tell your story. So I'm not gonna call and say, "How are you?" It's gonna kill me. That I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna text you. But I just hope that you do let me know when you're out of that shelf. And let
I'm
me know.
actually feeling much okay. Yes, I do. I play with my necklace. It's a nervous habit.
That's okay. That Angel played with one of those dolls in her hand the whole time she was telling her story. That that's normal. I was told that when I was in college, I had to see a therapist, and I was like doing this with my fingers the whole time, just around and around. Just I don't know. I did that the whole time, and I kind of took my hands under my legs, and I said, "I'm sorry. I know this distracting. I don't know why I do that." And she said, "What's the mechanism? Because it teaches focus." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Because if we're doing that, then that becomes, I don't know how to explain it, but literally just kind of keeps us on track. What was that? See
Mm-hmm.
now, and that's okay. That's one thing I had noticed is that you did play this in Netflix a lot. I thought you would chuckle at Indy. It wasn't a judgment thing. It was meant to be
I'm
funny.
worried. I'm worried that I was like hitting it against my microphone now, and you guys just been hearing my necklace going.
That's okay, Courtney. We know you did it. She said she thought she had missed a good portion that she'll let the replay. I
Oh,
don't know how she had time to breathe.
you got the Rugrats, woman. It's okay.
She did. Plus, she did. A mommy teacher. I didn't. I couldn't do that. I love her. And I had talked to her because there's no way I could do that. Well, guys,
Yeah.
if you don't have any questions, I suppose I should let Ditzy did
Yes.
that her evening. I'm sure she had plenty to do. She did dizzy woman. Oh, I forgot. You worked for Art and Soul. You're a deep teacher and you did some work today. And do you like it? Do you like your
I
job?
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because I'm very, very passionate about art and soul and their canvases and their artists and yeah, yeah. So very
Yeah,
passionate about it.
I
And
am
I'm
too.
looking forward to tomorrow for everybody that comes to the game night. Make sure that your minds have not been scrubbed. The more dirty, the more better.
Did you guys list her Discord? I did leave that out. I know I did. Alright, Mel, thank you for coming. I love you, Mel, here. First time I saw her top in, I almost fell out of a chair. I was so excited. I hadn't seen her in my life before. So I love Nels. If you guys don't know her and you never talked to her, she's funnier than Muncie. That's all I can say. She
She
is
is
hilarious.
funny as a monkey. Courtney, I hope that you are trying to catch up on grading schoolwork and not doing the schoolwork. Just saying.
Oh, they had testing today, she said. So
Mm.
they had time to breathe. Oh,
Although
my
I don't
head.
know about this. I'm going to probably jump on Discord for a little bit because I'm scared and I don't think I can do it alone because Melanie bought me another present.
She did. You don't know what
I'm
it is?
scared. No, I'm
Now,
scared.
now they're not the jelly beans. Come on, you traumatized her. Told you. I told you. You was gonna hurl. Didn't I?
I know. I'm probably going to jump on Discord. That way everybody else can watch us open it.
Okay. Well, guys, I did me and Monty. What in the heck are you talking about, Berta? Nella Munty. Oh, neat. I thought it said neat. Yeah, Nella the Munty. Sunny the Munty. That's what I said. That's what
That's
I
what
said.
I asked Melanie. I was like, is it a box full of Pepto-Bismol?
It needs to be for her dear. Let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you, if she ever sent me a disc, I don't know. I told her cry when I opened it because I know it's under the jelly thing. So if she sent me jelly thing, I just had to hurl. Because I don't think I could eat them. Oh, okay. Well, guys, I guess I will. I'm putting something in the mail for you guys to try. You're gonna love it. Who? Who? Ditz and Paul? Oh boy. Rick, you didn't tell me that. Now I'm gonna tell them. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. All I can tell you.
Wasabi with an ice pop chaser. Guys, I like YouTube because I found out that I don't have to put wasabi in bad places.
Well, you know how we are, so just say it.
I'll do it if we all do it as a group.
No.
Everything's funner when your friends do it with you.
I'll watch. I'll take notes and make sure you're all okay. So what time is that night? What time does that start?
5.
5. Now there's also a book club, and the book
That's
club.
Rich's thing.
Yeah, that is Richard's thing.
It's held in the Discord, but yeah, that's Speaking of Diamonds book club. He does an awesome job with it.
What is the next? Yes, I'm gonna ask you. He tells me that I ask him 15 times a month, and I do, and I'm gonna ask it again. When is the next book club meeting? And
It's usually the first week of the month. So it will probably be February 8th.
February 8th. Okay, I got time to finish. We're reading The Perfect Child. So we also do movie night. I mean, if you're not part of the Discord, I highly recommend it because
we've got stuff for free. We've got stuff for $3. We got stuff for $30. There's always something going on, whether you're a paid member or not a paid member. There's always something going on for somebody.
Always something going on. And it's February 3rd, not the 8th. Crap. Okay. I did it. But what you and Paul, I always tell my mom, I tell my mom that you and Paul make sure that you wanted to do things together as a community. And that's one thing I admire that you did. You make sure that we're all part of something. You know, you want it to be together. And that's what I like because a lot of people, a lot of creators, I don't see that in their Discord. Not as many activities. I see the chat, but you have a lot going on in your Discord. And I love that.
Yeah. I try to do something that everybody will enjoy. So we just do all kinds of things. And if anybody ever has any ideas, let us know. Can't promise anything, but we'll certainly try.
Yep. And what I also like about you, if you just want to give Dana a try, just let you
or if you just want to join our Google Meet one night, I'm always willing to give everybody, like, if you're just like, I've never joined a membership, I'm not sure if $3 is worth it. You know what? Just come hang out with us. That way there's no weirdness. If you're just like, oh, these people are really, really scary and I don't think I want to be their friends and you want to go hide in a cave. I understand that because I know my friends. Sometimes they're scary. And so am I. But that way you can just give it a try and see if you like it.
And Rick wants to have strict touch or not. I'm going to have to sit up that night. I don't know how to play poker.
Most likely to. Every time you get a card, you have to take a piece of clothes off.
Well, then I'm good. Because I thought, hey, no, actually, I can't do that. So, hey, I'm not have to take my clothes off. There you go. But I can't play poker. I can do blackjack. Drip blackjack, I can do. Poker, yes. But I'm gonna let you guys go on your things you need to do. As always, I am going to say, and I said it, I'm not gonna make you get long pictures of it like I usually do, but just make sure to try to love yourself back. I know sometimes that's hard to just love yourself and let people love you. And you really can get through the hard time.
With a little bit of laughter.
Yeah, so just always try to laugh. Always. Always try to smile because not there to tell me it's just now. You're gonna have a better day. That's the truth in that.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't tell you makes you stronger. Let it did. Let it me. I should not be on this earth. Literally. I shouldn't. But I'm a fighter. I I'm doing nobler and did your did. And it do you have any parting words you'd like to say?
Nope. Just find
No,
the joy.
time
There's
to
always
do.
some joy to be found, no matter how dark it is. You'll find some light.
Yeah. And that it is okay to see a therapist, to see a professional, to seek out a tier group, because a tier is someone who's been through what you're going through, so they know how to reach you. I will always be there to you, but sometimes I just don't have the training and I don't know what to say to help you. I'm a strong believer in therapy. I really am. So did that. There is no shame in it. And if someone tells you there is, then they're lying and,
Bite
telling
them.
themselves, you know. But I'm going to let you guys go. Ditzy, thank you for being here. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Maud, I love you. Thank you for being here. Guys, if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. That that does help. And thank you guys for helping out in the background. All the mods, I appreciate it. Couldn't do this without you, and I'm glad you did your LinkedIn because you absolutely deserve everything, all the recognition. So you guys have a great rest of your night. Next week will be Eve. She will be here to tell her story. I'm looking forward to that, to try to be here. And until then, I will see you in my next video and my next live. Good night, guys. Bye.